Hello everybody, I'm Citrine Sunflower. I've recently done an interview with the wonderful, inspiring Riley Hurst, who has kindly given me some beautiful answers to some crazy questions regarding crystals and how he works with the crystals to help to stabilize his mental health issues. Now, just first of all, if you do have mental health issues, then please do engage with your GP, as Riley does, your general practitioner, your doctor, whatever you want to call that person, but please do seek medical professional advice. Crystals shouldn't be used as a cure for mental health, but certainly should be used alongside professional help and medication from the doctors if needed. Whoa, sorry, I nearly dropped my phone then. My arm is aching already, so that's not a good sign, is it? Maybe I'll... Oh, I don't know. I've got to read the screen, so I'm going to go over here. Okay. So first of all, I asked Riley, can you tell me how you first came to work with crystals? What inspired you? How working with crystals helps you holistically with regards to your mental health issues? Perhaps if you feel comfortable, you can tell me about your mental health issues and how they affect your day-to-day living. Tell me about the crystals you use and how they make you feel in comparison to not working with crystals. How do you work with them? And is there anything else that you want to talk about? Now, I appreciate that that is a very big question, but if I was doing a video with Riley, then obviously I would have broken that down, but it's much easier because I typed it to him, so he's able to read through that and reflect back on the question and break it down himself. So I'm just using my fiance's, is this going to work? Using her laptop, and I'm not used to it, so bear with me. Riley's answer was absolutely fantastic. So here's what he said. I had always loved working with crystals from the time I was little. I loved the way they vibrated in my hands and the way they looked. I had no idea they could help with anything at the time. After I started diving deeper into Wicca, I read about crystals being able to help with many things. I started out suggesting a crystal to my mum for my brother to help him focus because at this point I didn't believe I had any mental health problems. The first crystal I got and knew what it was a piece of raw amethyst. I found that it calmed me, so I started sleeping with it. This was actually a mistake at the time because it made my nightmares a lot more vivid. This made me want to look into other crystals and how they would affect me. I have schizoaffective disorder bipolar type, which means I have schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. I didn't realize I had schizophrenia until my senior year of high school when another kid started talking about some things and I found out it wasn't normal. I went to the doctor and was diagnosed. I started looking for crystals that would help me. I bought a strand of sugilite beads and made a bracelet. When I am wearing it, I hallucinate less and I'm less paranoid. I've also found that I am much less likely to have severe mood swings. Without my bracelet, my mood swings go from thinking that I can get hit by a car and nothing will happen to suicidal ideation. All of those things are still there, even with medication, but they are much less when I am not wearing my sugilite bracelet. I also carry a piece of tiger's eye to help me focus, and I can definitely tell when I don't have it on me or by me. Another stone I carry is thulite because it helps you turn away from self-destructive habits and eases anxieties and tension. The last crystal I carry for my mental health at the moment is a piece of watermelon tourmaline because it helps to balance emotions. My rose quartz is too large to carry with me, but if I am starting to feel depressed at home, I will sit at my altar and hold it for a while and maybe meditate with it, and I start feeling the love for myself flow through me. Without carrying crystals, I cannot focus on a daily basis. I can't read, write, meditate. My moods are all over the place. I feel very anxious and sometimes enter psychosis. Crystals are a very big part of my life, and they help me every day. So my next question was, How do you think others perceive your positive change in behaviour with regards to improved mental health and stability? Do they see a difference when you're working with crystals too? And Riley says, if I can move the screen down a little bit, there we go. So Riley says, I don't get to be around a lot of people, but my boyfriend definitely notices and even asks if I have my bracelet on and have been carrying my crystals. It definitely puts less strain and tension on him when I am working with my crystals. I notice a difference as well. I tend to spend more time online or just sitting and doing nothing and talking negatively when I am not working with the crystals. My next question was, what do the rest of your family and doctor think? Often people think that it is only down to medication being the only reason for stability. So I'm interested to see what your family and doctor think about it, and if they see a difference in you when you're working with crystals and including meditation into your routine. So Riley goes on to say, I'm not around my family much, usually about once every 2 to 3 months, and I can somewhat hold myself together better around others. They do know that I was doing really well while I was getting serious about my beliefs, though they were unaware of the crystals being involved because at that point I wasn't realizing they were helping, so I never said anything about them. I also haven't really brought it up to my doctor because we always get sidetracked with history lessons of his native country when we are there, but he has told me to do the things that help and make me happy. He doesn't know exactly what I do to stay stable, but has told me that I am one of the most stable mentally ill people that he treats. What an incredible thing to say. That's amazing. So I said, Riley, what would you recommend crystals to someone else with mental health issues who is seeking stability as well as medical professional support? Because that is really, really important. Riley says, Riley says, I'm kind of confused by the wording of that question. So I don't even know what I just read to you guys. So I'll just say my answer. Riley, what would you recommend to someone else with mental health issues who is seeking stability as well as medical professional support? I must have worded it wrong. So he said that's okay. I would recommend meditation for sure. It doesn't have to be repeating a mantra. Guided meditation are wonderful as well. Spend time outside, even if it's just a few minutes on your back porch each day. It really helps. Keep a journal. This can be any type of journal, paragraphs, art, collages, or bullets. Exercise as difficult as it may be. Some daily yoga helps me makes me feel better about myself. Read something that will help you learn to be a better you. Read books structured around your mental health problem. If cognitive behavioral therapy is suggested for your illness or disorder, find a workbook and go through it if you're not comfortable with a therapist. Research crystals and calming herbs. Be careful with the herbs though. Chamomile, and lemongrass tea are my best suggestions. As Riley suggested, do be careful with the herbs and do your research, because some of them don't agree with people, like lavender is not good for pregnant women. Limit the junk food, as it really does play a role in your mental health as well as physical. If you pray, talk about everything. You can't always weigh down every problem on humans because it will drain them and bring them down as well. Learn to feed off of your own energy and the divine energy rather than another soul's energy. My last recommendation would be to try and get some sort of routine. Even if it's as simple as getting up at a certain time, having tea or coffee while reading, then meditating and stepping outside. And I said, finally, what crystal is with you right now? Riley says, I actually have 7 with me at my desk right now. Turquoise, rutilated quartz, sugilite, rose quartz, thulite, watermelon, tourmaline, and tiger's eye. How fabulous. And then I go on to thank him for doing this little interview with me, and I wanted to know if there was anything that he would like to add. And he said, "You're always so warm, inviting, and encouraging. I can definitely feel the love radiating from you. The only thing I can think to add is that if someone is going through something like this, you're not alone. There are people to help you professionally. The divine is on your side as well, and they just want the best for you. It's okay to talk to others about what's going on, but don't make it the only thing you talk about. You are never alone, even when it feels like it. Seek help, but always remember that the only way you can be helped is if you're ready to listen and make the change." Thank you very much, Riley. What an amazing interview you gave. Thank you so, so much for spending time with me, so that I could get your message out there. Mental health is a really huge thing, and I do strongly advise that you seek medical professional help before you seek any support from anywhere else, before you start thinking holistically, the mind, the body, the spirit. And once you have got that medical help, then of course you can seek other forms of therapy, such as crystal healing, which includes Reiki, of course, and carrying your own crystals around with you, and doing other things, anything that makes you feel relaxed, that makes you find that inner stillness that you need, even if it's just meditating. Whatever makes your heart sing, whatever makes you feel still inside and in here, that's what counts. So again, thank you very, very much, Riley, and I wish you all a good day. In love and light, Citrine Sunflower.